Okay, this week, Screen Junkies dropped an episode where the subject was, do spoilers actually ruin movies? I believe this episode was inspired by a recent tweet from James Gunn, who said something to the effect of, if a story can be ruined by spoilers, it's not a very good story in the first place. Um, I'm also reminded of an article that was posted by Jonah Lehrer many years ago that argued for spoilers, saying that they could actually enhance the experience of a story because you could focus more on the subtext and the themes and yada yada. And going so far as to say that, well, genre in itself is a form of spoiler. I guess all we're talking is a matter of degree, in his opinion. I don't know. Yeah, and to a certain degree, that is true. You know, you go into a movie knowing what to expect. Hopefully, the marketing doesn't tell you everything, unless you're pro spoiler. But hopefully not. And genre wise, especially, the more specific you get, spaghetti western or slasher, romantic comedy, you know kind of what beats you're going to hit and what characters you're going to meet. Um, and the creative challenge, of course, is how can you still surprise the audience within this very familiar construct that they have asked you to deliver them. So, as a time-based art, I like to compare cinema to a labyrinth. You have two ways of experiencing a labyrinth. One is objective. You get the overview of it, the layout. You get it all in at once. Or you move through the path of the labyrinth subjectively in time. And you still come out of it with an overview, but it's informed by everything about your perception that has been manipulated by moving through this labyrinth in time. You have been subjectively moved by it, and you have a deeper experience at the end of it, I guess. Yeah, that sounds like what I'm trying to say. And with the time-based art of cinema, you basically, with every story, you have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to have that subjective, time-based experience of the story, and have the information revealed to you in the order that the makers of the film intended. Because they make these films and they write novels and stories with time in mind. You're not meant to know certain things at certain times because that contributes to the subjective emotional effect the story has on you. And it has more in common with the uncertainty of real life and therefore maybe makes it a little more believable in the moment. Maybe? I don't know. I suspect that with some personalities, maybe that uncertainty is a little too close to home or too reminiscent of real life. And you get more of an escape with the objectivity. Of course, objectivity is what allows us to, analyze the fuck out of the stuff and read way too much in it and try to figure out what it really means to us, individually and culturally. And yeah, it's baffling to me, and it suggests that I guess there just must be like a very significant difference in psychological makeup from person to person. If you are pro spoiler, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I hope I didn't offend you. No judgment, I promise.